Hello, Billy Mary. Hello, Aaron. Got to give it a couple of minutes before I start. Oh, God, it's been another bloody hot day today. Didn't go out apart from shopping. But it was bloody hot. So damn hot. And I'm going out today, Friday, to a new location, milk detecting. And I bet it's going to be hot again today. Let's have a look on your weather. Oh, you're lucky you had rain. We need a rainstorm, actually. Dampen the ground, make it easier to dig into. All right, let's have a look. So it's going to be 27 degrees. What that is in Fahrenheit, I've got no idea. Tonight's going to be clear, 17 degrees. Clear sky and light winds. And that's Norbury. Norbury's just around the corner to me anyway. But yeah, hello Claire. So I got the brick food today, well yesterday, Thursday, from Christopher Mole, the Scotchman. It's kind of giving me an idea actually. Like, where he lives, he's got a load of like crazy ass stuff up there, he's got the prisoner of war camp up there. He's got like really old church buildings and God knows what else up there, yeah. Now, where I live in the concrete jungle, yes, concrete jungle, the London area, not much around here to be honest with you. But what I've decided to do is that I'm going to lower the milk detecting down a little bit and go out on little day trips. Where I don't know yet, I'm going to do some researching on certain locations where they may have some kind of like historical kind of like meanings and stories behind them. And what I'm going to do is, it's kind of two things in one. I'm going to go there and try to like look around and see if I can find anything I might be able to bring home. And the other part is that I'm going to take a K2 meter with me, a ghost box, and maybe an audio recorder. Well, I'll definitely take my Nokia anyway. I'll take my Nokia K2 meter and a ghost box. There are places around here. There's got to be places around here where we've had some kind of like historical events kind of thing. And if there ain't much around here, I'll have a look, kind of look a little bit more further out and see what's out there, kind of thing. Like you got over at Badminton, I think it is. Badminton Airfield. I'd like to go there again. Me and Steve Cooper did actually go there and do like a daytime ghost hunt thing. So I'd like to go there and try to find any artifacts that may be there. But to do that, really, I might have to take a metal detector there to see if I can find any like spent bullets. I'm not bringing any like live bullets home, but if I did go there, I'll try to find some spent ones or a piece of concrete that may have been attached to the watch tower. Across the road, you've got like a barrack, which the scouts actually still use. So there must be like bits of like structural building around somewhere still. And I want to go there sometime. There's got to be a load of places around, which has some kind of like historical meaning stories and all that kind of stuff. And you never know, I might bring something home which might have something spiritual attached to it. I'm not saying it would do, but it'd be like an interesting like kind of thing to do, I suppose, because I'm not really into history that much, but I want to get into learning a little bit more about history. That's why sometimes I research stuff. Like when Christopher Mole, the Scotchman, who lives in Scotland, told me that about the prisoner of war camp, yeah, where he lives. You know, he picked up a brick, not the one he sent me, but not the last time we went to get the brick, but the previous time he picked up a brick, and on the video you could see what the brick had in there in text-wise, and just you know, I said, "Have you researched the brick?" And he goes, "No, I ain't done that yet." So I looked on the actual video, which he did that time, and I did actually find roughly when it was manufactured and the building, approximate where it was built or made, as I say. And the brick was actually constructed by a company in Scotland, and they're the ones that actually used the bricks from the Prison World War II camp. Now, the Prison World War camp, I think, was like 1940s. I'm not sure. I never really did research on the Prison World camp, but Christopher did. So, if you haven't watched his video, I will link his I'll link his YouTube down below, so you know it's worth watching, because there's not much of a prison war camp there now. It's just like a little bit of like building work. You know, the building's probably about 2 foot, and you know it's all going round kind of thing. All the inside is like, you know, overgrown with trees actually going inside the, you know, inside the actual structure. And there's like 2 or 3 structures that he actually saw. So I'll get his link in a little while. Actually, I can find it now. I've got it already copied and bookmarked. So this is his video, yeah, of where he went and got me the brick. So you want to check that out, you know, it'd be worth checking out, because this is the brick, you know, that I will be doing Saturday. I was going to do the doll Saturday, but I decided I'm going to do the brick first instead of the doll, because you know, the brick has a lot more history than the bloody doll is. You know, there's a real true life story behind the brick, and I'm not saying we're going to get anything paranormal, you know, from the brick, but if we do, it'd be crazy. If we don't, then you know, there's still the story attached to it. So that's what I want to start doing, is try to go into like locations and find something that may be still there, which has a story attached to it. You know, it could be a part of a building, could be like even a cobble fucking like pathway or something. You know, being a cobble bit of stone home would be interesting. You know, like an old river or lake that's been like 1,000 years old or something, you know, get something from the river. That'd be crazy, because you don't know what or who could have died in that river. Like the River Thames, you know, when I go up there, milk detecting, mudlarking, you know, I'm bringing home pipes, I'm bringing home bits of like pottery, which I believe is possibly Roman or Norman pottery. You know, I'm bringing bits and pieces on with me all the time, and I've not really done a lot of research on them, but that's what I want to start doing. Like this is one pipe I found last year, and it is practically a full pipe, apart from a little bit there broke off the mouthpiece. Now this pipe is like, you know, from the 16th century. That's like 300 years old, and you know, and it's still in near enough 95%, you know, good condition. There ain't no trademark on there, because like they didn't really start putting trademarks on them until probably around about the late 17th, 18th century. I'm always wanting to find one with like a pattern or an engraved picture on it. I'd love to find one of those, but I've not found any yet. So Hello, Tommy. So that's what I want to do, start looking for, local places, or, as long as it ain't too far, no more than an hour, like, travelling. I want to go out looking for places which have some kind of, like, historical, like, meanings, events, anything, which is really interesting. I always thought, I'll still probably go and do the River Thames. So I found out something the other day. I actually got an email. No, I don't know if I said it on this channel or on my other channel here, but on the River Thames, you need a permit, right, for the PLA, right, which is the port of, I can't remember what it's actually called now. It's the London port here for mudlarking. It's £75 for 3 years, right, 3 years. £30 for 1 day. What are you going to do? Pay £30 for 1 day or pay £75 for the 3 years? We're not going to start saving up and getting the 3-year one, yeah. But there's also the Crown Estate, which had their own sections of the River Thames, which they do a permit for. So really, like, to do the Thames, you need 1 permit or 2 permits. But I contacted the Crown Estate and I said, like, can you tell me how much the permit is? It's okay to do metal detecting now and all that kind of stuff, yeah. Well, about a week ago, they actually emailed me saying at the present moment, they're having issues with the permits and they're having technical issues, and we don't know when the permits will be restarted. So on the same email, it goes, if you want to go and metal detect, go freely. You won't need a permit. We'll give you permission to, so you can go and metal detect, but you have to, like, stay on the boundaries. And he sent me a map, right, of the boundaries which belong to the Crown Estate, and these are all kind of like coloured off with like purple. So anything on purple, I can go on. Anything that isn't on purple, I can't metal detect or mudlark unless I've got the actual PLA permit, which is £75. Well, anyway, I didn't know how long I'd be able to actually metal detect on the Crown Estate sections, because he didn't say. I thought it might just be the odd 1 or 2 times, kind of thing. So I sent him another email, and it took him, nearly a week to actually reply. And he goes, they're not going to incorporate the permit anymore. So, you got indefinite kind of like free roam to do metal detecting on their parts of the River Thames. Now, ain't just the Thames, it's also on different parts of the coast as well. So anything if I want to go on the Crown Estate and someone comes up to me and I'm metal detecting and they say you can't be doing that here, I can prove they're wrong, because I would actually show them the email I actually printed out. All right. I've still got to print out the one they sent me yesterday saying that they're not going to incorporate the permits anymore. So the 2 will actually back me up, and I'll have permission, and no one can do Scotch shit about kicking me off the River Thames as long as I'm on the Crown Estate parts. Now, if I'm kind of like suddenly like move off the Crown Estate parts and don't realise on the PLA one, then they can actually like issue me a ticket and probably fine me or something here. So I've got to keep making sure that I'm on the actual Crown Estate and not on the PLA. But I will get a PLA one probably towards the end of the year, because I don't think they actually do their permits until the start of the year. But when I did speak to the Crown Estate, they said, like, you can get the ticket anytime. But when I spoke to a guy on the Thames the other day when I went down there, he said that he believes that they only do it like at the beginning of each year. So if I was to get one, I'm going to have to make sure when is the best time for me to get the license. Because I don't be getting the license, like, say if I had the money like in 2 months' time, which would be September, right? July, August, it's June now, July, August. Let's say if let's just say I had the money, which I wouldn't have, but let's say if I did have the money, and I decided I want to get the permit on August, September, right? And then a guy said to me, if you buy that, you might not be able to actually get the permit and you're wasting like 6 months, 3 months or whatever. Yeah. So like, you know, it's always best to check up. So that's what I'm going to do before I actually apply for the license, to make sure that I'm going to get the full 3 years and not 2 years and 7 months or whatever kind of thing. But I will get one, because there is a lot of good stuff you can find down on the Thames. But there are rules and regulations, as you know, like if you find something really old, you know, you've got to hand it in to like the British Museum or the National Geography kind of like department, or the Heritage Department, and because they got to actually like catalogue it and find out if it's of any value, and if they think it's worth a lot of money, they probably want to keep it, and they say, well, we'll give you so much of the value, and you can either take the value of what they offer, or if you refuse it, then they will give you it back. But the law is that you can't sell it privately or to anyone. You know, if you keep it, you got to keep it. If you want to sell it later, then you got to contact the department and sell it to them at whatever they're going to offer you at that time and day. So the value might actually go up or down, you don't know. But I don't like selling my stuff, to be honest with you. I try to keep most of my stuff because it's history. And, you know, we don't have that much history, because, like, if you think about it, there's always, like, a new fucking, like, supermarket, or a new office block, or a new multi-car park, or, you know, something else being built. And, you know, it's been built on stuff which we're not allowed to look for, because most of the councils don't allow us to like metal detect or do anything, you know, on their commons. You know, you can't sing, you can't dance, you can't run around, you can't fly aeroplanes or gyros, you can't fly kites, you can't horse ride, you can't metal detect, you can't do magnet fishing, you can't do a lot of stuff on the local commons where I live. So I had to go out of my area and go to different locations, which I have been doing. Just yesterday, Thursday, I actually went out with one of the guys who I've met up before. They used to be called the Fun Brothers, but they've changed their name to like something else, I can't remember. And we had a bit of a good time out. Met up with him at Tenton Lock, and I told him, like, you know, what I'd have to do is send him a link, because like it's not worth him contacting Crown Estate, because like I've already given him the information. And if he wants to go metal detecting on other parts of the River Thames, then I'll send him the map thing, and all he's got to do is find out exactly where he can go metal detecting. We weren't too sure if we was allowed to metal detect where we were, but you know, no one pulled us up. You know, we didn't get questioned. You know, the port authorities were around. They didn't say nothing, so it was okay. We didn't find much, to be honest with you, but I found one of the old £2 coins and one of the old £1 coins, while he actually like found a couple of like King George coins. That's only because I said to him, let's go up in the woods, because it's more cooler up there. Not as in cooler finds, but you know, yesterday was like so goddamn hot. You know, it's like sitting in a furnace. It was that bad yesterday. You know, we had to take a break. We went over the bridge where there's a pub, and he bought me a drink, and then we came back, and then I said, look, let's go in the woods. It's going to be a lot cooler there. You know, you might find something better in there, you know, than what we find on the beach, on the actual foreshore of the Thames. So we actually went in there, and within 10 minutes, he found 2 bloody George coins, and I didn't find any, you know, which was like, oh, well, you know, I was glad for him that he found them anyway. Cause, you know, if I hadn't said like, let's go in there, no one would have found them. But he found like 2 George coins, a penny and a half a penny. 1926 and 1929, I think it was. So I'm glad he actually found something. I gave him a little bag of like some bits and pieces, like clay pipes, some sixpences, some other coins, and 1 or 2 other little oddities. I gave him one of my boating tags. One of these things. Gave him one though, because he's never found one. he's never been in the right place to find one, actually. And he said, well, you know, that's kind of interesting when I did show him them, but he didn't know that I actually given him one yesterday. He was actually supposed to be doing a video of where he was on the Thames, and I said to him, like, do a video of you, you know, like, opening your package. And he goes, yeah, I'll do that at the end of the video, but he hasn't uploaded it yet, which I thought he would have done. I know he did send a message saying, like, he had another video he's going to upload first, but he's going to, like, swap them over. But he hasn't uploaded them yet, so, you know, it's just time, I suppose. But the short side of the story is that, yeah, I'm going to try to get out a bit more, you know, while the weather's nice. Taking plenty of fluids with me. No, I'm going to go milk detecting today, Friday. So I'm going to go to bed shortly, so I can get up early. New location. It's a wooded area, and it has like a road going through it, because it's like house in there, and there's like I don't know if it's a roadway or a pathway, but it goes through. Then you've got the other part, and it's all the same kind of road name, but the wooded area, I don't think a car can go through, which is kind of weird. But it's more of a road pathway, and it has like really thick undergrowth, and, you know, lots of like trees kind of like clumped together, which I like because it's more cool that way. I don't think there's anything historic about it. I know it's probably like, which I read, that wooded area has been there from the 1600s. So, you know, I'm hoping I'm going to find something of use, or well, not so much use, but something of interest there. You know, I seem to be finding a lot of musket balls. You know, even not on the actual foreshore, but in the wooded area where we went, and Alan found the 2 Georgian coins. He left before I did, and I actually found a musket ball there. So, like, you know, you can find the musket balls here, there, and everywhere. So I wouldn't be surprised if I find musket balls there tomorrow. Hoping I might find a few coins there. Georgian coins, Victoria coins, Edward coins, hopefully. Because if that wood's been there for like since the early 1600s, you know, people have actually gone past there, walked through there, gathered through there with horses, you know, and, you know, people do drop stuff. So I'm hoping I'm going to find some stuff there today. I'm not going to take me K2 meter or anything with me, because anything I do get audio-wise, it go through my little head cam anyway, which I've got to make sure I get sorted out for tomorrow as well, because I can't remember what I've done with it. So this was I normally take with me, my little head cam. Although it's like HD 1080p, it actually does have 4K on it, but I don't use the 4K. It's got a 32 gig memory card, and the batteries last up to about 80 minutes. I always take extra batteries in case they do kind of like run down. So that will be going with me. I've got to just make sure that I put it up there so I won't forget it. Because when I went down to the River Thames during the week, I actually went and bloody forgot the damn thing. So I couldn't video anything. The only thing I was able to video was on my mobile phone, and that didn't record some of the stuff. And I had audio problems with it as well. Saturday, when I do the brick, I'll probably might be doing another competition. I've still got one of these watches to give away. And not only that, I've got 2 of these I made, which, you know, I like wearing something, you know, multicoloured. And I've got some of these little bottles of crystals, which I'm going to be giving away as well. Now, I actually sent one of these up to Christopher, and he goes, "Wow, man, you know, like, these are amazing. I actually made a necklace out of it." So, and apparently, you know, people have been asking where they got them from, where he got them from. So people were supposed to be like contacting me on how to get some of these. Now, I don't normally sell these anyway. I used to sell them a couple of years ago, but I've got like about a dozen of these, which I'm going to start giving away for like little competition prizes. I may even give a couple out, you know, just as a gift to people. I don't know yet. But they have like different kinds of crystals on. You've got like amethyst, you've got quartz. There's so many different crystals in here, it's unbelievable. You know, it's only a small bottle, but there's probably about 50 or 60 crystals in that little bottle. And I've got those to give away later on. So that, I'm thinking about just starting up the old woodworking again and start making some more crosses. Don't know yet, depends on how I feel. But yeah, so that's it really. Just thought I'd let you know. Kind of start getting out a bit more, trying to find different locations of interest and possibly try to bring something back and do research on it and see if we got anything attached to them spiritual wise. If we do, we do. We don't, you know. I've never really like tried anything with other stuff I found, you know, like the coins or musket balls or pendants or anything like that. I found milk detecting. Most of my decent finds are in this box. I need to get another one in this box. This one's getting a bit full up with bits and pieces. I don't know why, but people seem to go crazy for marbles. And I've actually found, the more recent one I found was this one here. Nice little multicolour one. I found that in the same woods as I found. If I can get one out. I can't get it out. I can't get it out. And I need to find something to get that thing out. I'll get a pencil. I found four green ones. They're the marbles, these ones, in the same woods as that one, but I found 4 of these in the same day, scattered throughout the woods itself. And then I found this one in the same woods, but again in a different part. You know, I'm not saying that they got anything spiritual attached to them, but coinage wise, you know, you don't know, someone could have been murdered for their coins. I tend to keep some of the stuff in little bags now, keep them separate. But musket balls, ring, still don't know what that is. I'm thinking it's either a brooch, part of a brooch, or could be one of those old coins that they used to snap for value wise, like you trade. And once you traded with the trader, if it was like total value, then you give them the whole thing. If it isn't, then it could be one of the ones where they snap it in half and you keep half as you change, kind of thing. They were in the old, like, you know, ancient times. Could be one of those, I don't know. So you just don't know what you might find milk detecting. You know, I'm not saying that anything I do find may have any kind of like spiritual attachment, but it's going to have energy attached to them. Because, you know, whoever handled these things before they lost them, you know, had energy. You know, they touched them. You know, I know I'm talking bullshit, but there we go. That's me for you. But anyway, I'm going to go because I'm going to go to sleep in a minute. I bought some new kind of squash juice today. It don't taste too bad. And I have been drinking a lot more squash. You know, I had to go out shopping today because I needed the milk. So, another 25 quid on fucking shopping. So, yeah, I will see you Saturday night, guys. I've not opened that package because I know it's a brick. And I'm going to open that live on camera on Saturday night. Between 10 and 11 o'clock, I'm going to start. I'm going to do EVP, Ghost Box, get the K2 meter out, so we get anything attached to it. We are going to try and contact a very well-known German officer. Now, some of you may not like it. If you don't like it, then don't come and watch it. but the German's name is Rudolf Hentz, and he was convicted of criminal war crimes, and he was actually imprisoned in that POW camp up where Christopher Mole lives, because he found out the information, and I did a little research, and it verified that he was actually imprisoned up there for about 2 years or so before they handed him over to the Russians. So Randolph Hess was probably in one of those two buildings that Christopher videoed on his video. And if you haven't seen Christopher's video, the prisoner war camp, again, there's the link. Go and check it out before you go to bed. It's interesting. And he did get permission to get the brick for me, and he's got permission to go and do some smoke detection when he wants to. He's actually spoken to the museum, and I believe that he's going to try and get some way of the museum and the council to actually try and get whatever they can from that prisoner war camp in safekeeping, and put into the museum, or put it as like a national important trust site, so no one's allowed to go there and start ripping the bricks up and taking them home and fucking building a part of a house with it or anything like that kind of thing, because it is classed as an important historical kind of place, but I don't know if it's actually been put under that at the moment. So Chris was going to try to find out if it is actually classed under a national heritage, and he's going to see if we can get more power, from the council and the museum to make sure they can actually kind of conserve it, which would be a good idea. Because all these things out there, with historics have been ripped to shreds and built over, and our history's disappearing. And we're only a small fucking island. You can get our island probably about 5-6 times, fit into the United States kind of thing, So, we are losing a lot of history, which is a shame. So anyway, I'm going to go, and I'll see you Saturday night between 10 and 11 o'clock. We do the brick and see if we get anything. Okay, so see you soon. So, sorry I blab on, with me. It might be interesting, it might not be interesting, we'll see how it goes. All right, catch you later.